Well, I do believe that everyone works with data at some degree. Therefore, everyone can benefit from data. In this video, I will be demonstrating an end-to-end case study on students' performance data for an educational institution. With me here, I have been provided with this data here. And my assignment is to use this data and come up with a clear dashboard using a visualization tool. For this case, I will be using Power BI. This project will help the institution come up with clear insights based on some of these factors here. As you can see, we have the gender distribution, race and ethnicity, parents' background education, and the lunch program provided by the student, as well as the test preparation course, among other factors. My objective will be to define the purpose after having understood this data and clean this data, as I have already cleaned this data. After understanding the purpose, I will be able to choose the right metrics that I will use and choose when it comes to doing my visualization. For example, why should I go with this, and why should I choose a bar, and where should I choose a column, and where should I have this kind of representation. Therefore, after coming with that, it will be very easy for me to come up with a clear layout that will come up with a very nice framework that will bring focus to attention and the one that will be able to tell a clear story. Let's dive into some of the metrics that I used when I was coming up with this project. Remember, I have already created this project, and therefore I said I will briefly take you through some of the metrics that I have used and the criterion that I chose to come up with this, and why I had this one here, why I had to choose what to use on this project. First, I had to come with a wireframe. As you can see, I have my data here. In this data, I have my page navigation buttons, just to take you through, just to understand what I am talking about here. We have the students' data here, and again, we have the overview here, having our dashboard. Based on this, I came up with a wireframe just to make this project look beautiful. And as you can see clearly, this is a dashboard that we call, it is not noisy and it is not clustered. It's just simple. You can look at the choice of colors, look at the way I've done placement of my logo here, the titles, the slices you can choose from, and see how you can go through your data, navigate through your project. You can look at how you can, yeah. So it is as easy and not clustered at all. However, going back to the project here, I have used this, as I have said, I have used the page navigations. I also have used the KPIs here, but before I go into explaining my metrics that I have used to come up with this whole project, I want just to show you how I came up with this wireframe. The most wireframing tool that I usually use is Figma, but this is drag and drop. But for this one, I decided to come with a framework using Microsoft PowerPoint, and this is how I did my wireframe. I had this first wireframe. This one I used it for the overview, and then I have this second one which I use for the students' data. These ones I have used it for the overview. If you go back to my Power BI, you can see I have used it this one as the background here, and as well I have used for the students' data the second wireframe here. Well, we go back to our overview so that I can take you through now step by step through each and every metric for this, used for these visuals. We have these first KPI cards that I used to showcase the total students, the gender distribution, and student averages based on their learning areas. This one here, I also tried to come up with the percentages here cards. You can also see the average mean score, and as well as you can see, I used donut charts here. These donut charts were custom made, and I think they are somewhere here. If you look at my SVGs here, I have these SVGs that I used to use to come up with those uh, donut charts here. Much of it will be explained in a later video. And the second one here, I decided to go for a clustered column chart so that I can have my performance grade distribution by gender well demonstrated here. Again, on the third one, I had a top students table that will show me some of the top students, showcasing some of the top students. Again, I have the third one, the fourth one here, which I think it was a stacked bar chart. This is a stacked bar chart that shows performance by race. Yeah, remember, by ethnicity or race. We have these groups here. If you hover it, you can be able to see and make insights. The fifth one here is a box plot. This box plot was created by having chosen a line and stacked column chart. This was a line and stacked column chart, and as well, more data here is coming from what I had created some measures here, where I had some quartiles, quartile in the quartile ranges and then range, and then again I had max, median, mean, percentiles, and some of this data. Again, I have this size here, which I can use to infer and make some selections here and come up with whatever I want to see and visualize and make informed decisions based on the data that I'm being given here. So again, on the same, if you hover over it, I used a tooltip which makes it easier for you to be able to infer and make decisions. Again, if you hover over it, instead of going through each analyzing one by one, this will be helpful. And this is how I created the box tooltip here. You can see it here to summarize our data. So going back to the last chart here, which I think I used, let me see, let me load it. Awesome. This was a scattered chart. This scattered chart was very important because it helped, again, summarize on how the impact on lunch program affects the students' performance based on subject, each learning area. So this was how I came up with this. Feel free to get back to me, and again, I want to say that stay tuned as I will be taking you through the next one, which will be now telling a story about this dashboard. Cheers and bye.